Hey fam, Archie here from Team Quickcast. Today we will be presenting you a best of 3 match from the first King of Rulers event in Queensland last weekend, October 14th I believe it was. This is the finals between Stephen, piloting the traditional fox on the left, and myself, piloting the Lumia hook list on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and start the video now. We did play each other in Swiss rounds, so we both have a fair idea of each other's decks. I did manage to take that round in Swiss 2-1 to my favor and managed to hold top seed to give myself the play in top cut. This commentary will probably mostly just be, in my perspective, the Lumia hook player, as obviously I'm that Lumia hook player, so yeah. Anyways, we go ahead and mulligan here. We are... So I went in mulled 1 and Stephen mulled 3. I'm going to do a pretty standard turn 1 play with a turn 1 Sacred Elf. Stephen does tap here and does not hit the Killing Stone, so he's going to go ahead and use his Energize to turn 1 Messenger, which does obviously stack the Killing Stone for his next turn, which threatens a potential turn 3 flip. Turn 3 flip's not that scary. The turn 2 flips is what's scary. Especially in my deck where I have a lot of answers to the Griffins and I have a lot of keys core. My deck is very well geared towards playing against Fox. So here we are on turn 2. I'll go ahead and play a, I believe it's a turn 2 main phase Melfi. This is to apply pressure to Steven because if he leaves this unanswered, I have a potential turn 3 hook coming in as I flicker the Melfi. No, the Sacred Elf, sorry. So he's going to go ahead and tap for another stone here. He obviously the Killing Stone. And now he's going to go attack with the Messenger as I go down to 3400. He's going to go ahead and play the Shade. That is a perfect card for the answer. Although, if I had a Soul Debt in my hand, I could Soul Debt it and just play the hook. That would be the most ideal play for me, but I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to draw here. He is going to tap Shade, going to 4600, dealing 600 damage to my Melfi. In response, I do cast Dawn to keep tempo, as it doesn't matter anyways, because even if Melfi dies, if Melfi died here, I wasn't going to be able to cast Hook. So I might as well keep the tempo and keep it safe. And then yeah, I could cast Hook here, but I don't want to be playing into a Severings. So because I only run one Hook, playing into Severings is a very bad idea. So here I instead just play for a stronger hand. So I am pretty hesitant here to do the KMB into the Lumia. Is it Lumia? The Vingolf Lumia. So I'm kind of hesitant to do it because it will leave me open to a final battle. It'll ruin my board completely. I have a Severings in my hand, so it'll completely ruin my tempo. But if the better play for him last turn was to final battle while I had like less mana, so I don't think he had it. So I decided to bet on the fact that he didn't have it in his hand and just go for it anyways. So so this will only leave me with 3 mana open, and my main board only main board the Severing Winds as a counterspell. Everything else is Soul Debts and Keys Call. So this was a risk I was willing to take because I had a feeling he didn't have final battle. If he had it, he probably would have played it the last turn instead of the Shade, as it was probably the safer pick, considering I had 3 open mana as well last turn. So sorry. So this, I have 3 open mana. He still shouldn't be able to flip easily against me. I have Gale Force, I have Keys Call, I probably have another Dawn as well. So it's going to be very hard for him to flip here. Now he doesn't hit another Killing Stone. It would have been lovely if he had another Killing Stone there. So having 2 Killing Stones is always better than 1, obviously, especially against my deck, where if I can cancel the first Griffin, he can then pass it to the next turn, and before recovery, he could activate once again. But he also doesn't have a Demonic Dead in the graveyard, which is very important against me as well, as it's very hard to control the Demonic Dead. It just keeps coming back. The life's not that big of an issue. So he goes and plays in Shade and a Bird. Obviously he's going to be trying to kill that Melfi. I could let the Melfi die here and just play Hook, banking on the next stone being a blue stone, but I don't like betting my stones like that. I'd rather guarantee the Melfi safety over this betting on the stone, and I'm not in a bad situation either. If he did tap for a killing stone last turn, maybe I would have banked on it, because then I would have been able to send 2 killing stones to the top and essentially just reset his field. But because he's only got 1 killing stone, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to play hook here again because I don't want to be playing into the severings, and I am considering it. I don't think he has severings, but I'd rather not play into it. I don't want to be baited into it, so I'm just going to go ahead and tap for a stone here. I do get the deep wood, but I don't regret the play I made on the Dawn, and I didn't even think about it. It was just like a reactive play, and I knew very well I had to do it. I already thought it out the turn before, so I'm going to go ahead and play probably another Lumia here. And this time I'll be able to leave 4 mana open for the potential final battle he might top deck, because I should be able to have 5 mana open this turn, which is massive. It leaves my Severing into his final battle really well, and yeah, there's a lot of open mana. I can answer a lot of different things, which is great, which is amazing, which is really good. So I'm in a really good situation right now. I have a potential about 10 or 11 cards playable with the Lumias and my cards in my hand. So I think I've got about 5 cards in hand, or 5 or 6 cards in my hand, and 5 cards removed by Lumia, so I can play them as well, which is an incredible reach, huge card advantage. And right now I'm just making sure I absorb all the information from my cards, and just absorbing all the information I can, as making sure I know what cards I have access to. And yeah, so he's going to go ahead and draw there. I see he just drew a Planting Beans, I think. Yeah, there it is. There is a Planting Beans in his hand. So he could Planting Beans here and flip and play another Green Resonator, but it's very tough. I mean, I've got so many cards, so much open mana. There's not much he can do here. And he didn't have a Planting Beans, nor does he have a... well, he does have Planting Beans now, but he didn't have a final battle either. So he's going to go ahead and play Refuge. I think he's trying to dig for a final battle here, which he doesn't hit. I think he hits a Fox Spirit or something. And he instead plays Planting Beans, which I will end up just severing. I don't want to get the Demonic Dead into the graveyard, as that is a very scary... I hate that card so much. It's so hard to control. He goes ahead and taps. He gets a second killing stone, and he's going to go ahead and play a second bird. Now, I'm in a very good situation here. I'm not forced to cast a spell to protect anything right now. And I have a hook in my hand. So at this point, I have enough mana to safely cast hook and protect it. Although after I cast hook, I will only have 3 mana open. So my hook could get final battled on his top deck the following turn, but even then I'll be in a very, very good situation. I think I have another Dawn as well, so my hook might stay alive anyways if he doesn't pay the extra 2 mana. No, yeah, 2 mana to do 2400. No, 2200. Oh wait, sorry, 1200. To kill my hook. So I was just debating on what stones to tap just in case, and I play hook, and he immediately scoops. So game 1 going to Archie, the series, and now leading the series 1-0. I will be back shortly to commentate on game 2.